Analysis now with Suay Nilhan Acikalin. She's an Associate Professor of International Relations at Haci Bayram Veli University. She joins us now from Ankara. Good to have you back with us, Doctor. We heard there from our correspondent that the Black Sea grain deal is expected to be one of the key issues that are currently being discussed between Presidents Erdogan and Putin. We know Putin has made it clear that he wants the Western powers to honour the agreements that it made to Russia in terms of getting its own foodstuffs out under the deal. Do you expect there to be any breakthroughs after these talks? Will the grain deal be back on track, do you think, after this?
Well, actually, I have a positive attitude and expectations regarding the today's meeting between the two presidents, actually. As you mentioned, that it is the expected meeting by not only the two sides or the United Nations and the Ukrainian side, but the whole world is watching right now to Sochi because of the possibility of not renewing of the grain deal initiative will lead to more increasing in the food prices and other middle and long-term consequences.
Yes, and Doctor, we also know that Ukraine and other Western powers have suggested an alternative route for Ukrainian grains to leave the country that avoids the Black Sea, but Ankara has rejected that alternative on safety grounds. So does that mean it's now up to Western powers to consider or to seriously consider what Russia has been proposing? Russia, of course, says it wants guarantees that its own food can leave the country under this deal and for other concessions from Western powers as well. Do you think the key message now is that Western powers must now compromise on their demands?
Well, first of all, we should mention that the three main alternatives that bringing by the Western powers, one of them that taking the grain from the Romania ports. The second one is basically the Baltic Road, and the third one through the Carpat Mountains from the Croatian roads. And those alternatives have its own disadvantages when it comes to the logistics and also timing issue, because we are talking about more than 50 million tons grain right now. And because of this, Russia makes its demands regarding especially the embargo related with the SWIFT system and the agricultural bank. And that's why actually I am expecting to convince by the President Erdogan for both sides to find at least the common positions or the common platforms that they bring Russia together in, again, this grain deal initiative. Otherwise, these three alternatives, if any of them will cost too much than expected to both European powers as well as the Ukrainian. So we will see what will happen, but we can say that the few days ago, the visits of the Minister Hakan Fidan and the Lavrov talks, we had a hint that the United Nations maybe will come with some new plans, and it might be include some lighting of some embargoes by the Western powers, including the SWIFT system. So if this happens, I believe that thanks to also President Erdogan's efforts and the leader diplomacy, probably Russian will rejoin the agreement. But of course, we will see together.
We sure will. We'll, of course, bring our viewers the latest developments from Sochi as they come. But for now, Dr. Nilhan Acikalin, thank you so much for joining us as always.